Greetings. First and foremost, Holy Spirit, casting away all dark energies sent to harm or disturb me, my loved ones, and you. So we just gonna hop right into the message. Alright. Holy Spirit, any messages for the collective at this time? Alright, so I'm gonna try to see it. Okay. So the first card that came out was the Chariot card. So somebody is definitely moving towards something, okay? Or you feel like you're coming very close to some type of victory, all right? And it has a lot to do with you moving on from some type of conflict, because Six of Swords did come out on the side a little bit. Holy Spirit, clarify the Six of Swords. Yeah, so there was the King of Wands type of energy, came out on the side kind of, so this individual was kind of karmic, but it doesn't seem like this individual is actually karmic. They just had some karmic like actions that they were taking, so they're probably like a little bit of a player, but that's not really who they are, like to a core level. All right, so this individual has walked away from like not following their intuition, which is really good because they definitely have been focusing on their future. And with this Ten of Pentacles, this individual definitely sees some type of like future, and it seems as though they are, you know, having a fresh start and like walking away from like this messy type of energy. Yeah, somebody's definitely walking away from their options. So somebody probably had like a roster or something like that, and they're ghosting these individuals because they feel like there can be like a legacy going towards you. Yeah, it's like a bunch of individuals from someone's past, and it was very messy. What else, Holy Spirit? Yeah. Somebody is remaining completely silent, especially when it comes to, you know, probably sleeping around. This individual probably was, you know, going out a lot, you know, texting, having people like, hey, can you come over and do-do-do? Like, somebody went silent, like they ghosted. They're not into that shit anymore. Yeah, so it's giving divine masculine energy, but either way, somebody is definitely, you know, maintaining their healthy boundaries, and they're pretty much living in their truth, where they're like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. This is not something that is fulfilling me anymore. And that's a really good energy. Like somebody grew up. Yeah, and it's through like pretty much with this Lovers, it's representing someone is seeking higher love, you know, and they're showing that they do want this divine love by choosing to love themselves now. So somebody's definitely walking away from some type of player lifestyle. They standing their ground because they like, hey, I don't want to do this no more. It's not making me happy. It's not helping me. Yeah, somebody's definitely turning out of a cycle because now they want commitment with this Hierophant. So that's really good. What else, Holy Spirit, moving forward? Yep. They taking pure action towards, you know, going on this rebirth journey, on this path. They definitely yeah, they want something real. This individual wants something real. Clarify this Judgment card, Holy Spirit. That's too many. I'm gonna shuffle. Clarify this Judgment card, Holy Spirit, and this Knight of Wands. Yeah. Queen of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. So it's heavy earth energy, but someone is definitely looking to achieve balance, and it's so they can, you know, remain grounded, so they're able to come towards this divine love situation that they do have their eyes on. Yeah, and it's like this individual is exhausted with like these relationships that just are not moving forward. They're just stagnant. It's just like hit it and quit it type of deals. Knight of Cups energy is like this individual is moved by love at this time, and it's like they want to experiencing, you know, true love. So somebody probably used this player like lifestyle as a defense mechanism, and they're definitely looking towards like a Queen of Pentacles type of energy that is also in this Knight of Cups energy. Yeah, they're very certain about their path and like what they're doing. This individual's definitely following their intuition at this time, and that's definitely a good space for them to be in. Yeah, because they're going towards fulfillment, like emotional fulfillment. This individual wants to experience actual joy. Somebody is viewing their divine counterpart as a blessing, and they want to be able to stand up, you know, to that power. Yeah, and it's causing like somebody in the background, it's like they really didn't do a lot of hard work to get in their pants. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was very easy. They were always around. It's giving like a third party type of energy, like a side to where it's like this individual just always thought that they would be there. And now they're like struggling to see the bright side about the situation. I'm not saying that this third party is like a karmic, but at the end of the day, they're lacking the self-respect that this divine masculine, you know, respects and wants to move forward with. Okay, somebody's definitely letting go of this relationship. Because it wasn't really like a relationship, but they're definitely giving them feedback, you know, because their horizons are definitely expanding, but they're letting go of this karmic type of energy. Yeah, like it's like the way that this individual feels is like they had a lot of fun with this individual. You know, there was a lot of fun. It was very spontaneous. They did have some type of an emotional like connection, but it wasn't really deep. It was more so surface level. Yeah, but it's like the longer this individual was around, this person, is that they're looking for like a twin flame soulmate connection, and they're realizing like they don't have that, like, and it was causing them to feel excluded. It was kind of like that feeling of like when you're around somebody but you still like feel alone, or like you want like a deeper connection but it's just not there. It's like a wall like right there. So that's pretty much what pretty much happened, you know. Somebody just, you know, they're looking for more. Clarify this Two of Cups, Holy Spirit. Yeah. So this decision that this individual has made, it was to step out of the comfort zone, okay? And, you know, it's in the spotlight for them who they would like to come towards. They have definitely completed out of some type of karmic cycle. In the past, it was very hard for them to do that. So, you know, they probably had times where they tried and, you know, they couldn't really get it right. But at this time, it's like they're sure about where they're going, okay? And they're definitely in the spotlight with the divine because they are standing in their divinity at this time. Yeah, and there was somebody that was like an emotional manipulator, or this individual probably was like an emotional manipulator in the past, as to where, you know, they didn't really tell the truth. And the reason why they weren't like telling the truth, and it was because, you know, they wanted to get like what they wanted to get, you know. And it seems as though they're moving past that energy. Yeah, like they made this necessary ending to walk away from being like this karmic type of like energy, because this was actually a divine being, and it seems like this person went, you know, towards their calling, you know, because they started to follow their intuition and they just let go of these low vibrational acts because they realized it wasn't bringing them joy. All right, and with this Ace of Pentacles, this, you know, this individual had an opportunity to go right back. You know, they were tempted in some type of way, and they chose to say like, no, you know, I don't want to do this. And it also gave them a lot of closure to realize like, yes, I am going to be tempted, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going in the right direction. Yeah, like this individual's gaining a lot of clarity, especially now that they're standing in their divinity and standing in their power, you know, to really do what they want. And it's getting easier and easier for them to emotionally express themselves, and it's mainly because they're following their heart, you know, they're following their heart. So somebody's heart chakra is definitely opened up right now, and, you know, right now they're not acting on it yet because they don't feel as though they're ready to start, like, come towards, like, they just feel like it's best not to make any movements now when it comes to going towards this divine love. Yeah, and it's because they view you in a very high light, as to where you're standing in your authentic power. You know, you're very confident within yourself, super confident, and they're heavily manifesting you at this time. But at the same time, they don't feel quite ready to actually take that step towards you. Yeah, and it's like they're kind of in like a limbo right now, to where they don't know if you are involved with anybody or not. Okay, so that could also be another part of the reason why this masculine, this divine masculine hasn't come towards you. Yeah, and it's because they really want to work with you. But it's like there's some type of mental block there when it comes to them like focusing on you. Let's clarify this Eight of Swords. Yeah, so they're focusing on their healing at this time. And it's because they're trying to clear up a mental block, okay? And it's because they're trying to manifest this collaboration with you, but they need to focus on this mental block when it comes to focusing on themselves and really just laying it all out to the divine so they can have like a good plan when they come towards you. This individual definitely views you in a high light, but they also have come to terms with the fact that there is some healing that needs to happen because they really want to meet you like where you are. Yeah, like this masculine is making a decision. They have choices, they have decisions they need to make, and you know, they're thinking before they're doing these things. Close the messages, Holy Spirit. Yeah, because the goal is for them to live in their truth, not being afraid to tell the truth, you know, tying up all these loose ends, and then also seeking the truth. Yeah, like, and it's something new for them to actually, you know, not fall into temptation. You know, it's something new to them to stand in their divinity and walk in their divinity. Okay, this masculine definitely seems as though they are God fearing, but at the same time, it's like, you know, they got led astray, and they're definitely on the right path to come in towards this divine love. So that's really good. Yeah, it's a lot of wish fulfillment coming in, and that's really their goal. Like when it comes to them healing, it's because they're seeking true happiness. Then, you know, they want to feel satisfied, they want to feel aligned, have an alignment with values and wish fulfillment, and somebody's viewing you as that wish fulfillment. And it's mainly because of your confidence. It's mainly because of your confidence and the way that you love yourself, and you're also very gratuitous towards, like, you're not moving in your ego. Somebody really views you in like a highlight. Yeah, and it's like this clear direction that this masculine has, that is what's making them want to have this new beginning with you. And then also seeing you on your path is another reason why this masculine is making these endings in order to set themselves up correctly to come towards you with the whole heart. So that's really good. Yeah, so right now they're working on their consistency, they're working on their routine, and it's a lot of work for them. It's a lot of hard work because there's definitely a lot of temptations, but it seems as though this masculine is staying strong, and they're definitely working on coming towards you. Yeah, and it's causing someone to like feel a type of way, but at this time it's like you may be having a little bit of anxiety, but you're being called to know that this is not your energy. This is a sudden change you're going through. Okay, the Tower card represents like poof, like stormy moments, but it also can represent a change, okay, an opportunity for a change. And this Tower moment, it feels like, you know, your Tower moment is coming in the form of having a lot of anxiety because you're afraid to like acknowledge how strong you are. Or it could be this masculine, but they're definitely moving in the right direction. Yeah, they're definitely going through a breakthrough at this time, either you or this masculine. Flip and switch it, but you know, there's a lot of hope, you know, so continue to keep your hope alive, and you're definitely being viewed as a star, you know. So practice tough love, continue to be honest, continue to stand in your power, because your desires are definitely becoming a reality. Yeah, and when it comes to any conflicts that may come your way, definitely set boundaries with these individuals, and you should be fine, especially as you're like moving forward in your path, okay? And when it comes to like your emotional stability, continue to be kind and compassionate, especially to yourself, okay? Never hesitate taking a sacred pause for yourself, okay? Because that'll definitely set you up in a good way, okay? Because at the end of the day, you're healing yourselves every day. You know, we're all on our healing journey. So definitely learn how to give yourself a break, especially when these emotions may come up for you that, you know, have you feeling some type of way. But at the end of the day, you know, someone is definitely making a lot of forward momentum to come towards this Empress, this divine being energy. Somebody definitely views you in the high light. So just remember to stay grounded, you know, keep pouring into yourself. And this was a really good reading. If this resonated, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Continue to live in love and light. Bye.